What's up, everyone? I'm Joe. Welcome to the channel, Over the Hill, Downhill. Today I'm going to be testing out some new tires. I have made the jump to Radial tires, and I'm back here at Killington. I figured, let's go someplace that I'm familiar with, trails that I'm familiar with, to give these new tires a run and see how they measure up. Now, the previous tires I had on were the Specialized Grid Trail tires. I had Butcher in the front, Butcher in the back. It's a mullet setup, so it's 29 in the front, 27.5 in the back. I have upgraded to the Grid Gravity Radial tires, and I have a Butcher in the front and an Eliminator in the back. And, the whole concept behind the Radial tires is they're constructed in a way that would allow more of the tread to be in contact with the trail at any given time. They are constructed to conform better to the trail. So if you're going over some rocks and some roots, some really technical stuff, the tires should conform better to grip that terrain. And if you're going on some fast flowy stuff, some really, some high fast berms, when you're leaning the bike over, the tires should conform a little bit better to allow more of the tread to be in contact with the trail. Ultimately, it just means more grip. So that's what we're going to be testing out here today. We're going to start off on a fast flowy trail, step it up, and then I'm going to go over to Crusty, which is kind of an intermediate technical trail. It's one of my favorite trails here, if not my favorite trail here. And we're going to see how the tire measures up. I'm expecting it to perform better than the tires I had on there. I was kind of pushing those tires a little bit of the past few weeks, and they just weren't measuring up. I was going to upgrade to the gravity casings, the Grid Gravity tires anyway, and I figured, well, you know what? Let's go to the Radial construction because I've been wanting to try those. Now, one of the things that some of the other companies making Radial tires are saying is to use their tires, you have to increase your air pressure a little bit in order for the Radial construction to do its job. Specialized, doing what Specialized does, did their own research, came up with their own design, and they're saying that you can run the same tire pressures on their Radial tires as you would on their standard casing tires, their non-Radial tires. So I run 22 PSI in the front, 24 PSI in the back, and that's what we're going to run on these and see how they measure up. Let's get going. All right, here we go. Sideshow Bob. See how these Radial tires do. When we get to some of these bigger berms, we'll be able to tell. Let's see the test right here. Ooh, a little hot. All right, I can already tell they are more responsive. When I'm leaning the bike over, they grip much more than the previous tires. I always felt like there was a point with the other tires where I was losing grip. But it seemed like I can kind of push past that point a little bit here with these tires. these seem to grip a little bit more, a little further leaned over. Which I expected that. Yeah, it seems to be, feels like it's hugging a lot more. Ooh. I can feel the difference for sure. See how this little section goes right here. There's more braking confidence. Gets a little tight in through here, so we'll see how this goes. That's good. Nice, nice. Right back there. My old tires, when I would lean it over that much, I felt like it was always sliding out, and a lot of times it would slide out. But those grip really nicely right there, those tires. Let them run through here. Yeah, I'm definitely taking these corners, these berms, these turns much faster than I was on the other tires. These just want to stay locked to the trail. Rock right there, almost threw me. It hung on. All right. Yeah, I can absolutely feel the difference in these tires. Much more grip, much more control. Could take those corners at a much higher speed. We'll see how the rest of this goes. All right, let's roll over to Krusty. See how the radial tires do on some tech. Moving through here. All right, so far in the techie stuff, I do feel like we have a little bit more grip. Some of those burns I felt like I stuck to a little bit better. Leaning the bike over. Doesn't feel like it's going to slide off from underneath me, which is what I was feeling before with the old tires. Okay. Pedal straight there. Start opening up here. Now there's one thing I noticed right away. Braking control, much better. Had to check myself off that little rock. I didn't feel like I was getting out of control. So far I am noticing a significant increase in the grip. Like the tire itself is just kind of glued to the trail. That's what I was expecting. Before, when I would touch the brakes, it kind of felt like that tire was just, I lost the tire. Now I can tap the brakes a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's gonna come out from underneath me. Not really losing any traction on these berms. So far, I'm liking what I got here. Lower section a little faster in through here. Any quick little corrections you have to make. It doesn't feel like the tire's gonna wash out, which is something I did struggle with before. I can make quick adjustments, and the tires, it feels like it's definitely gonna be there if I make quick adjustments, which is important, especially if you're coming through trails like this. You gotta make a quick correction. You want to feel like the tire's there. Shortcut. Get through there. It's a little sketchy sometimes with those rocks. Oh yeah, that, I definitely felt the difference with the radial tires for sure. Tons of grip. All right, a technical run out of the way, one of my favorite trails, crusty, and I absolutely felt like there was significantly more grip going through there. I was moving at a faster pace than I normally do. Those little berms, some of them are pretty quick. If you have to make little adjustments, the tires were there. I didn't feel like anything was going to wash out. I had a little brake check off that small little drop off the rock, the small one. I had a quick little brake check and I didn't slide. Just tapping the brakes, and it just kind of gripped, you know. So it was very, I'm impressed. I think these are going to be the way to go for me from now on. I'll be running radial tires. I think I definitely got to swap out my other bike to a set of radial tires, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes. But so far, I'm very happy with these tires. rabbit hole. See how these Radial tires doing here. I expect they're going to be fine. Oh yeah. No concerns about gripping here. Not really flying through here, but I never really do. Yep, they're definitely hugging on these berms. Just lean that over and it just goes. Yeah, these tires were the right call, 100%.